Hey Kingdom, I completely broke Baldurs Gate 3 again. I got insane amount of fun with the build I will show you, and you should definitely try it. And let's just see the numbers. I want to see numbers. Jeez. So, no bugs, no cheats, we got already 21 spell slots, and sorcery points is not a problem. Oh, hold them 100% chance. But that's not it, we will make it even more crazy right now. So I have resistance to all damage type, and if you think you know how it's done, let me prove you wrong. I'm completely solo. So this basically creates build that should not ever work, but it works. So, step 1 is creating your character, and it will be perfect fit for Dark Urge. I will explain and show how it works like, but technically everything you want is just have nice race. And again, this build is so broken, any race will work, but for this build especially, I really like to have a race with high movement speed. Wooden half-elf will work with additional 1.5 meters movement speed, and this race will work perfectly for one of the strategies I will show in this video, but if you want to just go for pure damage, of course, you can use half-orc. So half-orc got ability to deal extra damage on crit, and we will crit a lot, so half-orc will work. For starting class, we're going with Paladin, of course, and it will be Oath of Vengeance subclass. Background won't matter at all, so you can pick anything you like. For Paladins, I like to pick Soldier for athletics and intimidation skill proficiencies. And now let's talk about skills. So today we're building dexterity-based Paladin. This means we want to have high dexterity, 17 dexterity is our starting attribute. And of course, as melee dexterity-based Paladin, we want to go into Constitution. So 16 Constitution will be your base. Then just to be able to cast some spells here and there, like a little bit of charisma will work, and actually want 14 charisma at least. And then to get protection from some mind spells, you want to have 10 wisdom, so just to have no penalty against these spells. And here we are, our character ready. Let's become broken. You will easily get out of tutorial ship and will find yourself on the beach. That's where we start our build, because we will be already level 2. So Paladin level 2 will unlock Divine Smites. This Divine Smites is basically our bread and butter, and you will see how broken they are if we pick the right fighting style. So our fighting style will be dueling. But you won't believe why we're picking dueling. So, about prepared spells. Paladin will get access to all the spells, you need to prepare them before the fight, and honestly, you won't have a lot of spell slots, so just pick whatever you like. So, level 3, we got basically no picks when unlocking additional spell slot, but most importantly, from our Paladin of Vengeance, we get Woe Enmity, and it's completely broken spell. Probably you already know it if you saw my builds previously, but if you don't, you will see it anyway. And then level 4. That's basically the level you can get without fighting and just by exploring the map. And again, there's no picks over here, just one feat. So this feat will be plain and simple. Ability improvement +2 into dexterity. And there's pretty high chance you will find this here. So basically at this level you can already max out your dexterity to 20 flat, which will add additional 5 damage to dexterity-based weapons. And now please, carefully with me, read the description. When you are wielding a melee weapon that is not two-handed or versatile in one hand and no weapon in other, you deal additional 2 damage with that weapon. You can carry a shield in your free hand and still gain this bonus. So, when you pick this fighting style, it basically means that best setup you can get is basically a weapon in one hand and shield in another hand for higher armor class and higher damage.
Right? Wrong.
No, you're completely wrong, so let me explain. Instead of having big and really powerful warhammer or maul or any other weapon in your main hand, but considering we're dexterity-based paladin, we want a sword or something like this, the funniest part is that even this poo scrapper will be better weapon for your build than any other sword. And what I'm talking about is basically you need a dagger in your main hand. Make sure to have any sort of dagger. And the best dagger you can find really easily in Act 1 will be near of the blighted village, basically go through these shabby wooden doors. Right near this house there will be a brisket, a roasted meat on a fire. And if you look carefully, there is dagger inside, it's dagger +1, so pretty nice for early game. But now there is a question, what dagger we should use? We got dagger +1, and we got Pull Scraper. And funniest part, what you want to do with your wooden shield, and start to dual wield daggers. Yeah, dual wielding dagger paladin. But why? Why do we need these laughable daggers that got pretty 1d4 damage? And you will understand why just in a second. First of all, let's finish our build that we need in Act 1. After you find your weapons, go straight into Blighted Village, and it's one of the best items you will probably find in early game. Lies right inside this chest. You just need to lockpick it or break it or whatever you like to do with the chests, and there will be Haste Helm. At the start of the combat, you will gain momentum for 3 turns. The next item lies in a forest right outside of Blighted Village. You just need to pass perception check and get your big and shiny chest out of the ground. And once per turn, after you using dash or similar action, you can use jump without using a bonus action. The next really important bulk of items will be in Ebon Lake Grotto. So it will be in Myconid Colony, in Underdark, and on the way over here you will probably find another good amulet for this build is Broodmother's Revenge. You will find it in Act 1 from Kaga. So Boots of Speed is an extremely powerful tool, and they will give you ability to use bonus action and dash with it. And these boots can be found right over here from Tula in Myconid Colony. You need to do her quest. And another item sold by David Bonecloak. She's a trader in the same location, and she's selling this ring, Caustic Bands, that will add additional 2 damage to your weapon attacks. And jumping forward a little bit, Strange Conduit Ring that will add 1d4 damage when you're concentrating on a spell. Again, it's really useful stuff, and you will find it in Githyanki Crochet. And especially for Dark Urge, especially for solo Dark Urge, when you get this Dash Stalker Mantle. Once per turn, you will be able to kill an enemy and shroud yourself in invisibility for 2 turns. But this build works even for normal character. Let me show you how. So, as Paladin, you got loads of options, loads of spells and other stuff, and you know what to do with them. Throw them in the garbage, of course, because you get only 3 spell slots of level 1 right now at level 4, and basically you will be able to do only 4 spells. And right now, in early game, you want to be really careful with the spell slots, so go into Reaction tab and make sure to turn on these reactions and press Ask button over here. It's really important stuff for early game. And so that's basically everything you need for your hotbar. You want to start with Woe Enmity, of course, and just cast it on yourself. Yeah, that's most broken part. Basically, normally Woe Enmity is castable on your enemy, and it's used basically against bosses. So you gain advantage on attack rolls against this enemy for 10 turns, but when you cast on yourself, you basically can have advantage on any attack roll against any target for 10 turns. That's insanely broken. And then you go right into the combat, where you want to go into sneaky mode, into turn-based mode. I found it most successful to really trigger a surprise event by doing this. So sneak, then turn-based, then you do any cast or like attack and something like this. And Hunter's Mark is Vengeance Paladin skill that uses spell slot and bonus action, and it will give you concentration. So it's a really nice combination with our Strange Conduit Ring, which will do additional damage when we're concentrating on a spell, and we're concentrating on a spell that will inflict additional damage. So yeah, it's like pretty broken, and here we are, we're starting the fight, and enemy is surprised, as I told you. That's like most stable way to surprise your enemies. And now look, we can attack with advantage for a really nice percentage chance to hit. 98 is basically almost 100% chance to hit. And try to guess what will happen. So right now we're level 4 Paladin, so I got only 1 action, and this means I will do only 1 single attack with main hand weapon. Alright?
Wrong.
Will it be cool? Oh my goodness, guys. And after initiating combat like this, first of all, I will get back a little bit, just a little bit, and my turn. Enemies is surprised, they will skip their turn, and what I can do, like right now I will show you extremely broken mechanics that basically how this build works. So we got bonus action from click heals, we got action from our dash, like normal dash, and on second turn we can basically use 2 dashes at the same time. We can use jump action from our gloves, so we can jump for some distance, and this jump won't use any movement speed at all, so we got 54 meters movement speed right now as wooden half-elf. And what does it mean? Basically, if you try to go as far as possible, 50 meters is like your maximum distance you can go far away, so I can't push my screen further. And when you just try to run away for this distance, most of the time the fight will over. You don't even need to press flee button, so as you can see, fight is over right now. That's insanely broken stuff. And that's basically how you can reset fights with your movement speed. But right now, finally let's get to the most broken stuff you will have over here. And now get ready for the most broken stuff, basically. So instead of trying to get your spell slots in the most careful way possible, you want to actually turn off these ask buttons over here. And what does it mean? Basically it means your smite will be prompted every time you attack. So when you attack, you will lose spell slot and your smite. And again, look carefully. We got no bonus action right now because we just casted Hunter's Mark on this target. And I got only 1 action and I'm still level 4. So yeah, that's completely fair stuff. And what I will do right now, I will use Divine Smite manually. So I'm casting Divine Smite just by pressing on Divine Smite. And technically what should happen right now, I should just hit with my Divine Smite and do some damage, considering we got only 1 action and 1 spell slot. But what if I tell you that right now I will do 2 Divine Smites in 1 action and 1 spell slot? Will it be cool? Oh my goodness, guys, that's crazy. That's crazy. 1 spell slot, 1 action, 2 Divine Smites, and basically at level 4, without critical strikes, we already did around 40 damage in 1 action. That's just completely busted, guys. So how it works, basically, how it works. Honestly, it's just some spaghetti coding, exactly this situation. So if I do attack normally, basically I'm doing 1 single attack and everything is like completely normal. But when you're using your Divine Smite manually, like that's exactly what you need to do, and you got this reaction turned off with ask button, and you got this dueling feat, dueling fighting style for some reason. I don't know why, but you need to have it. And also it works only with daggers, so only with daggers. No short swords, you need daggers, exactly daggers. I tested with like all weapons possible, like daggers work. So this basically creates build that should not ever work, but it works. And the main problem for this build is actually spell slots. So yeah, we will use some spell slots and you will waste a lot of spell slots every now and then, so you need to rest a lot. That's kinda sad part about this build. But I got solution for this too. And basically we will break Baldur's Gate 3 completely right now. So you just saw how it works and how I recommend you to do it. Basically keep it with ask button in Act 1. And when you're left only with 1 spell slot, then you can go into reaction, turn this stuff off, and then use your, basically this bugged dual smite attack, and that's it. So effectively you can basically do 4 smites with just 3 spell slots right now at level 4. And just to not miss any quests and other stuff, you want to finish this Act 1. And when you finish all Emerald Grove quests, you can go straight to Mountain Pass. And when you arrive into this beautiful place, you probably will want to go explore here, and actually, again, that's the place where Githyanki Crochet is, and you will find Strange Conduit Ring right over here. But as far as I know, there is no time-sensitive events over here, so instead you want to go to the left road outside of Teal'c Cracks and go straight into the Act number 2. Again, you can do whatever you like, it's optional step, but if you worry that you won't be able to deal with higher level enemies in Act 2, again, don't forget, you got this nice and insanely broken strategy. Just use 1 dash, use 2nd dash, jump a little bit and just run off your enemies. So you can completely ignore any fight by doing so, and to run is just most broken spell and most broken ability in Baldur's Gate 3. You just end your turns, basically end fights like this, and that's completely broken, and we will abuse it a lot more in the Act 2. So let's go over there in Shadow Cursed Lands. And here we will deal with all problems our build have right now, which is limited spell slots. And basically that's the only problem we get right now. And if you want to just prompt this double attack instantly with one action, toggle off dual wielding. So toggle off and do your normal Divine Smite. Look, one action and it's double smite basically. But she was dead before the second smite. We toggled off dual wielding. That's another piece of the puzzle to make all this stuff work. And you will anyway level up a little bit over here when you're going into Act 2, so let me explain leveling right now and how we make this build even more broken. So you already know we can do 2 attacks with 1 action, but now we will unlock this extra attack feature on level 5 from Paladin. What does it mean? It basically means we can do 1 double attack followed by 1 more double attack. And that's just crazy. So we're doing already 4 attacks and 4 smites in 1 single action. Guys, isn't that crazy? Also, we will unlock this Misty Step and Hold Person and level 2 spell slots, which is great. But don't worry, on level 6 we will become even more broken, so that's just crazy. I'm laughing because it's crazy how broken this build can be with some spaghetti coding abusing. So it will be Cleric on level 6, and of course it will be War Domain Cleric, which comes with War Priest charges. So now, on level 6, you can make 6 smites in 1 single turn, without any haste or other stuff. And guys, we won't stop over here, because now we add in 1 more class, and on level 7 we want to add a Rogue. So Act 2 will end at level 9, somewhere around level 9 or level 10. But let's finish on level 9, for example, and by getting Rogue on level 1, you will unlock Sneak Attack. So it will do additional damage when you're doing attacks with advantage, and you always have advantage as Paladin, yeah. On level 8, you will get ability to do this Hide action as bonus action, Cunning action dash as bonus action, but you got it from your boots, so you don't care too much. And now, next level. That's where you can pick your subclass. So, while Thief is really looking cool for extra bonus actions that can be used basically for more dashes, and again you can continue doing this stuff, this broken strategy when you just run away from the fights. Actually, I like to pick Assassin for this build. Guys, Assassin is just broken. With Assassin Initiative, that gives you advantage on attack rolls, but you don't care about it, you care about Assassinate Ambush. So when you're doing attacks against surprised creatures, it will be critical hits, and that's crazy. Because if you don't know what is critical hit is, it's basically doubling your damage dice rolls. So while we're concentrating on Hunter's Mark, that will do additional 1d6 damage, and Strategic Conduit Rings that will do additional 1d4 damage, and why am I even talking to you? Let me just show you this completely broken stuff. That's just crazy. That's insanely insane. Oh my goodness, like what we will do right now. So, person with Hunter's Mark on it, when we get Vow Enmity, of course, can be easily inflicted Divine Smite, and now we get Divine Smite level 2. So we can do up to 40 damage with this stuff. But that's only if we do normal Divine Smite. Thanks to our Assassin subclass, it will be critical hit. And I don't know how much damage there is. So we're doing 2d4 piercing damage, plus 1, plus 5, plus 2d6 piercing damage from Hunter's Mark, with 2d4 psychic, with 2 from our ring, and rolling 6d8 radiant from our smite. And we're doing it basically 2 times. And also everything is finishing with sneak attack. So yeah, you can basically make the same stuff with sneak attack over here and remove this ask button and just destroy your enemies. That's just crazy how much damage can we do. And this guy's in Act 2 who got just 67 hit points. It is... oh my goodness. But again, that's not most broken part about our build, because right now in Act 2 we will break it even more. Oh, get ready for this sweet breaking of the game. So, first part is last late in. Let's get our items. Quartermaster Tali. She sells bunch of stuff. What we're looking here is UNT scale mail. Again, we're using dexterity based paladin with medium armor, and that's basically one of the best medium armors you can find in the game. Also, in my opinion, it's looking pretty cool, so yeah, it's nice armor. If you're not playing as Dark Urge, get Cloak of Protection from this lady. It's really useful stuff too. But as Dark Urge, just keep using the Dash Stalker Mantle. And there's one more great item, Shield of Devotion. Definitely get this in your hands. You're not wearing a shield, but you will need it. And also Gloves of Balanced Hands. So you can think about these gloves. Basically, it's 2-weapon fighting style. And you will start doing, instead of 1d4 with your hand dagger, same 7 to 10 damage. So it's pretty nice buff. But still, change gloves only if you find yourself not using Fleet Fingers a lot. But if you're using this strategy with extra jump without any action, bonus action, and movement speed to run away and reset your fights, then definitely you can change these gloves. So if you're not using this stuff. Another gloves you can find is Helldusk, Helgrim gloves. Basically, you will find it over here. There's Demon Trader if you're playing as a good guy most of the time, or when you're saving Tieflings from Act 1, he will be here, and you can get these gloves that will add fire damage to your attacks. Very nice gloves too. And they can be really nicely combined with another cool stuff, and that's Heart of Fire Acuity. Again, just make sure you know what you're doing, and when you're not using this reset fight a lot, just to run away and surprise your enemies again and again, if you're not having fun with this, then you can change your Haste Helm for Heart of Fire Acuity. And what it's doing, basically, whenever you're doing fire damage with your attacks, it's giving your Arcane Acuity stacks, and you can do fire damage with your attacks pretty easily. You can just dip your weapons into fire. So basically drop a torch on the ground, dip your weapons in the torch, and you will start doing additional fire damage, or by just using these gloves. They deal an additional fire damage on each attack. So this head can be found right over here in the same place where is the Demon standing. Strange Ox. Go and destroy this cow. So what is Arcane Acuity? Oh boy, that's one of the most broken stuff you will find in this game. And again, considering you can do 2 attacks with 1 attack, instead of just 1 attack with 1 attack, you're doing 2. You will get the stacks extremely quickly. Now you will be able to use another spells with higher chance. So we got only 14 charisma, which is insanely low. You want 20 charisma to be able to cast Hold Person a lot, or other spells that basically debuff enemies. For example, Command. And you can just command a creature doing some stuff. For example, dropping weapon. And right now it's just 60% chance to drop weapon for this lady. But if you make few attacks that doing fire damage, and yeah, attacking even wooden benches will count, you will get 10 Arcane Acuity stacks, which basically adds plus 10 to your chances of command. And now command drop will do 75% chance. Still not insanely, like insane stuff, but that's against persons with high wisdom, because most of the time there will be wisdom saving throw. Fighters with lower wisdom will be easy targets until you will be able to hold them 100% chance, and that's pretty crazy again. And what does it mean? Basically that you can hold any person you like and just unload crazy amount of critical hits on this person. I mean, that's just crazy. And with combination with the Stalker Mantle, you can do this combination, and that's just, oh my goodness, damage. You will be invisible with insane movement speed, so just run away a little bit. You don't need full movement speed for this strategy if you're playing Dark Urge with this mantle. Enemies will dash, will try to find you, and they will use this, like, show yourself action. They will try to find invisible units, you're not here, and fight will be over. So that's how you reset fight as Dark Urge. And then you basically start the new fight by casting Hunter's Mark or whatever. Enemies will be surprised, and when enemies are surprised, you know what's coming. Coming crazy critical strikes. Jeez. So basically rinse and repeat. I just one-shotted this bro, so I can end turn instantly. He will go and try find me over here, and that's just broken. But I told you we need to make this build even more broken, yeah? let's do it. All these items that I just showed you require no fighting at all, so you can basically finish Act 1, get over here and get these items. And next bunch of items will be right over here in Moonrise Towers. And here looking for this trader, Lan Tarf. He will sell a bunch of potions of angelic reprieve. You want to have as much of these potions as possible, they are pretty cheap. Basically these potions will completely fix your spell slot problem. So let's just say you destroy your enemy pretty easy. And again, just look how this looks like. Oh, we got this extra attack right now. No Warpriest charges, I just used all of them, but basically I'm casting Divine Smite, I'm casting to level 2, and I should do only one single Divine Smite, yeah? You know, it's wrong, I will do 2 Divine Smites, that's crazy, with just one spell slot. So this works only when you got only one spell slot left. That's basically how it's working. Then click heals to double my movement speed, run away from this place, and basically end my turn. So the fix is really simple. Now, when the fight is over and we lost our spell slots, we probably lost our spell slots. Go and find safe place, pretty safe, and use this potion of angelic reprieve. You will fall asleep a little bit, break your concentration, so that's something that we don't like, but again, we don't care a lot. Look. The effect is almost over, we're getting up and we get all our spell slots back. So basically right now we don't need any short rest because potion of angelic reprieve will give us this effect. And from now on we don't need to rest ever, so no more camp supplies. Another trader over here, she's standing over here, Raw Moonglow. Again, she is really important because she got this Drake Throat Glaive. So Drake Throat Glaive, we're not using it as our weapon, but it can enchant our weapons. And this will fix another problem, because we're using pretty basic daggers. There is no good daggers in this game until Act 3, so right now we're probably using 2 daggers plus 1, or something like other types of plus 1 daggers. And you want to just drop this dagger on the ground, get Drake Throat Glaive in your hands, use Draconic Elemental Weapon, and cast any elemental you like, probably fire. So this will add fire damage to your dagger basically, and also enchantment plus 1, so it's already plus 2 dagger in Act 2, which is pretty nice. So now the stuff depending on your play style. Let's say we're surprising our enemies, and we will use some spell slots right now, so I forgot to do Woe Enmity. As assassin I replenished my bonus action at the start of the turn, so that's Woe Enmity, we're attacking with advantage, and of course we're doing our Divine Smite. That's basically it. And it will be double Divine Smite. That's crazy. Crazy how much damage we're doing in just one single attack, basically. And yeah, one spell slot for 2 smites works only if you got one spell slot left. So if you got 2 spell slots of level 2 right now, casting Divine Smite level 2 will take all 2 spell slots, but again, who cares when you one-shotting guys with 100 HP in Act 2 and you're invisible if you Dark Urge. That's just crazy how broken this build is, again. But that's not it, we will make it even more crazier right now. And the next place where you want to go, right outside of Moonrise Tower's teleport location, if you turn backwards, go to this tree or altar or whatever it is, and turn left, there will be House of Healing. That's where you want to go. Basically, House of Healing is the first place where you want to go, and here you actually need to carefully investigate. So going inside these doors, to the left, right behind this sister, who will not let you pass, but if you're going sneaky, you can pass easily. And if you even highlight area, you won't see where you want to get this item from. And that's from this skeleton on this mattress, or whatever it is. He's lying, and you want to have this True Love's Embrace from him. That's first item. And basically, there's 2 rings, and they will give ability to one creature cast Warding Bond on another creature. But we need a second one, so second one is nearby. It's basically right outside of House of Healing when you're going down the stairs, and right around it straight to the cemetery. And right when you enter the cemetery, basically there will be a big tree over here, and technically there's a lot of skeletons in this area, but only this skeleton right here gets second ring, so it's a pretty secret item, and honestly not very useful. if you don't know how to use it correctly. Or it's better say in a broken way. So, before I will explain how broken this stuff is, some honorable mention: this Helmet of Arcane Acuity, so same buff that gives Head of Fire Acuity. It's a little bit harder to get, because you need to go right over here in Mason's Guild, and in Mason's Guild you want to investigate a lot of stuff, and basically succeed some perception checks, or even without them find a way downwards. Because there's a secret cellar in Ornate Wooden Hatch, and right over here there will be a secret door that you need a key to. So when you investigate this area or lockpick this key, you will go into secret door, and if you investigate this area you will get this helmet. So it's doing pretty same job. And to completely break the game, we need to go straight into the camp. So the guy who we need is basically any hireling. So buy any hireling, it doesn't matter whom, and you can buy hireling from this guy, from skeleton guy in your camp. First of all, hireling is really broken because you can take him with you to the trader or leave him in a camp, in a party, it doesn't matter. And when you buy a few potions of angelic reprieve, there's a bunch of them, like 2 or 3, you want to go to your hireling and level him up. Level up only one single level. And by the way, if you're leveling sorcerer hirelings, that's what I recommend to have, make sure to get Meta Magic Twin spell. And after you leveled one level to hireling, it will refresh shops, so you can instantly buy more potions of angelic reprieve. That way you can basically stack 20 or more potions in just a matter of few minutes. Now, why we want sorcerer? Because you want to toss Drake-Road Glaive to him. And now by dropping 2 daggers on the ground, basically like this, you can use Metamagic Twin spell with Drake-Road Glaive Draconic Elemental Weapon and basically enhance 2 weapons at the same time with one spell. It's pretty powerful stuff because now 2 weapons doing a lot of additional damage. Now about rings. True Love Embrace. Give it to your hireling. True Love Caress, take it for you and make sure to equip it. Now your hireling will be able to cast Warding Bond on you. What does it make in? Basically it's giving you. So what does it do? It basically gives you +1 bonus to your armor class and saving throws. And each time you take damage, you will only take half the damage, and half the damage will be inflicted to your hireling. So, pretty nice spell. Again, it's insanely cool. And you're taking half damage not because it's just halved, but because you got resistance to all damage types. So what's the problem with this spell? Basically, your hireling probably have 20 health right now, as you can see. Yeah, you can level up him more, but again, he will be standing in a camp and probably he will die when you're taking damage. Alright?
Wrong.
No, that's completely not true, and let me explain why. All you need to do when you get this buff Warding Bond from hireling, just talk with him and tell him that we got no use of him. And yeah, we are certain. Return to Fuge Plain. And look, here returning to Fuge Plain, but what happened? What just happened? Yeah, we keep in Warding Bond. This should not be possible. Warding Bond is concentration spell, so you should not be able to basically do it like this. Also, what's left? Our enchantment of weapons. So yeah, our weapons is still doing additional fire damage from elemental weapon. And that's crazy. Basically, we got perma buffs like this, and as long as we not doing any basically rests, we are completely fine. And you can do it as fast as level 5 or so when you finish Act 1 and go over here. Basically, you can use Elixir of Bloodlust. Yeah, you need only one. Once per turn, when you kill a foe, you gain temporary hit points, you don't care about those, but you get additional actions. That's insanely powerful stuff. So, let me show you. Let's start the fight by surprising our enemy. And yeah, I totally forgot. You don't even need this ring equipped. So basically, I don't have this ring, but I have resistances. So, let's finish this bro with Divine Smite. He won't be too happy. Oh yeah. That's it. And after finish him, we basically get in one more action. Thanks to our Bloodlust potion, we can get back and reset the fight basically. But hey, let's get straight to Act 3. That's where our damage will become just completely insane. So, first of all, as always, how we'll level up. And we are pretty high level right now. All we want to do is to increase our spell slot power to do more powerful smites. And while you can continue as Paladin, instead I recommend getting Sorcerer subclass right now. So with multi-classing into Sorcerer, it doesn't matter what subclass you will choose, but honestly, I like to get Storm Sorcery for this one especially, because when you cast a spell, you will be able to fly. So in some situations, it's really useful stuff, and it can be useful if you can't fly in by any other means. You probably will be able to fly anyway in Act 3, but come on, it doesn't matter. Spells, again, won't matter at all, so just pick some exploration stuff, Enhance Sleep, Feather Fall, but you're probably flying, so just pick whatever you like, guys. This build is so broken, you just don't care what you're picking at all. What you care is getting Sorcerer up to level 2 to unlock Meta Magic, and it will be Extended Spell and Twin Spell. So yeah, you can like upgrade your weapons by yourself if you want to with this Draconic Glaive, or like do some Twin Spell, Hold Person and other stuff. It's completely up to you what you want to use it for. But anyway, you will unlock level 3 spell slots. So what can you do now? Basically, you can make unlimited spell slots. Yeah, so you got Shield of Devotion, and or you will probably have the Spell Savant Amulet. You can get it in Act 3 in Lower City, and it will be nearby the shore in the Counting House. And there's basically this big, cool building in Lower City. You will easily find it on the shore. There's only one entrance, and at the bottom of this cool and big building there will be vaults, and right in the vault number 1 there is Spell Savant Amulet. So how you can use it for unlimited spell slots? Basically, when you equip this Spell Savant Amulet or Shield of Devotion, you will get your spell slot from level 2. Look, it's like additional spell slots right now, so it's spell slot level 2. And what can you do? You can create spell slots from it, all sorcery points of course. Then unequip this amulet, equip it again, and bam, you get your spell slot back. So yeah, that's basically unlimited spell slots. And you can use it for this strategy when you just equip the stuff before destroying an enemy to get the spell slot. Because you need only one spell slot from level 2 to make 2 smites in one hit. And by making 2 smites, you're basically destroying your enemies. And in just 1 minute or so, I already got 8 spell slots from level 3, full spell slots from previous levels. That's just insanely insane. And now the only question, how we finish our build. It's completely up to you. There's 2 ways. First way is to get 1 more level in Sorcerer, and you'll just unlock 1 spell slot. But you don't care too much, so instead I recommend getting 1 more level in Rogue to unlock Feat, and this feat should be Savage Attacker. It's on the bottom. Savage Attacker will give us ability to reroll all our dice when we're doing damage, and it will pick the highest result, effectively increasing our damage output by like 20 or so %. Considering how much dice we're rolling, that's insane buff for us. So, no bugs, no cheats, completely fair, and we got already 21 spell slots from level 3. Basically, we got unlimited spell slots. And sorcery points is not a problem too, as you can see. So the biggest challenge for us is to get good gear in this act. I won't spoil you the story, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for Cold Snap, you can get it from the trader in the beginning of Act 3, but only if there's no Shadow Heart in your party. Cloak of Displacement is a nice cloak if you want to combine it with this dagger, because Cold Snap is basically giving you ability to make enemy vulnerable to cold damage if he misses you. And it's like 100% chance to make him vulnerable, and this dagger doing additional cold damage, so enchanted with additional cold damage, and he will do like insane amount of additional cold damage by doing so. The next stuff is only will be available to you if you're doing kinda dark stuff in this act, and it's Ballist Armor of course. It's no-brainer when you're using daggers. Basically this Aura of Murder that will make enemies vulnerable to your piercing damage. Daggers doing piercing damage. And the tip to get this armor is just go for Ballist Assassin road. So when someone asks you to become Ballist Assassin, try to become him. And when you become Ballist Assassin, you will be granted as a trader that will sell these Crater Flesh gloves. Whenever you score a critical hit, deal additional 1d6 force damage. That's insanely powerful stuff, because it's not just 1d6. It will be rolled as 2d6 force damage, which is least resistant damage in the whole game. And considering you got almost 100% chance of critical striking, it's insanely powerful gloves. Another really great stuff is dollar Amarus. That's very cool daggers, and they doing 1d4 plus your dexterity bonus plus 2, so if they enchanted, you can enchant them even more with elemental weapon. But when you land a critical hit, it will do additional 7 damage, and considering enemies is vulnerable to piercing damage, it will be 14 additional damage per hit. Considering with one action we can do 4 hits, with bonus action we can do 2 more hits, and if we kill a creature we can do 2 more hits with additional action. That's basically 7 multiplied by 8, or 56 additional damage per turn. That's crazy. Another really good dagger is Rhapsody. You will find it probably when you kill boss with it. And whenever you kill a creature, it gives you bonus to attack rolls and spells difficulty class. So that's another really good dagger you can have. And dollar Amarus can be bought in 2 versions, so you basically can get 2 of them, and that's just crazy. So if you ask me how powerful we are in the Act 3, I don't know. Just look, we get 103 HP. With resistance to all damage types, which basically converts to 206 health points. 20 armor class with pretty basic stuff on us, we can have even more. And when you're looking on enemies in Act 3 that got around 80 hit points, and you get disadvantage on them, I don't know, the damage is just insane in one single action. How much exactly do we do in damage? Especially against surprised enemies with guaranteed critical strike. I don't want to count, but honestly it's around 1 million damages, so... And when we exit the fight after destroying an enemy, there's just like, I don't know, this completely ultimate Dark Urge build. I will post Dark Urge build later, very soon. It's my new creation, but this creation is even more broken that I will post in a few days. Because you're just recasting your Hunter's Mark, you're surprising your enemies every time. And let's just see the numbers. I want to see numbers. Jeez. So that's 58 piercing damage from a lot of additional stuff. 2 acid, we don't care. 6 psychic, which is not bad from 2d4. And 55 radiant damage on top. Already more than 100. But that's not it. Thanks to our Creator Flesh Gloves, it's doing 2d6 force damage on crit, with additional +7 from dollar Amalus, and I don't know why it's just working like this. Basically you add an additional force damage on top of it, and also it adds on every critical hit you make, so basically you're doing 2 times. We count in like normal critical hit and critical hit from our radiant damage from Smite, so it's kind of double critical hit, and we're doing double force damage. And that's, I don't know, that's just insane. That's just most fun build you can actually try in Baldurs Gate 3 right now, and make sure to do it this summer before patch 7 drops. I don't know, but probably all of this stuff will be fixed. That's just crazy how broken this stuff is, I don't know. Let's use normal Smite just to find out. Is there any additional stuff we can do? So here will be my training dummy, and... Bro, yeah, there's additional piercing damage from sneak attack, I guess, or I don't know from where. Additional radiant damage on top. Oh, that's probably, yeah, that was second attack. That was second attack. Makes sense. Oh yeah, let's do it. Bro, you're cooked. I mean, this lady is probably cooked too. Oh... Jeez, I bet you never saw damage like this. It's crazy. So, I hope you enjoyed this really broken build, but if you like these broken builds, there is a bunch of other completely broken stuff on the screen right now. Make sure to watch these videos if you haven't saw them, and see you in the next videos, guys.